Hello and welcome everybody. We have the global patch notes are August 1st, 2025. There is some sad news coming today. So first off, we are going to get straight into the negative news. The Edania content schedule has been shifted. They do want to mention in the original Korean translation that our patience will be rewarded. I will definitely repay you for your patience. In the English translation, pretty much they say that they're putting the finishing touches on the brand new land, told with hidden stories, new battles, and rewards, and they're doing their utmost best to push this out as quickly as possible. They do mention that it is a massive update, bringing together new systems and content that are connected. So the new time plan is the first update for Korea August 20th, but for us on August 21st will be 3 Adania main quest lines, new monster zones Aetherion, Nymphomare, and Orbita, with the bosses Jordine, Rizalka, and Enslar. The new content will be the Adana's Throne, so that will release right away. It will also release the Sovereign sub-weapons, Adana defense gear, artifacts, lightstones, consumables, and much more. And then the secondary update will be coming around September 11th in the current plan, which is another 2 main Adania questlines with an ending, and the monster zones from Tenebraum and Sephiroth, being the new grind zones, and the new bosses Karshian and Kafras. Then we have some nice little pictures that they gave us. Pretty much a lovely picture of a really gorgeous throne. At the same time, the texture on the mountain could definitely use an update. Otherwise, we see a picture of a sort of mask. I don't think this is actually Jordine. This is, I think, a warrior. Bit of a surprise. And then otherwise, we get some lovely pictures of the grind zone. I'm thinking these are probably the main mobs, with another sort of tower spot being hinted at. And a picture of Enslar and the Valkyries fighting Sarka. At least I believe this is Enslar. That is a little bit of a teaser. So yeah, August 21st is when we're going to be seeing Adania at the earliest. Then we have some additions and improvements. So again, mouse movement and mention of magic control in PvP. So Ninja and Kunoichi as a combined are getting some changes. So Smokescreen, the stun effect has been changed to now only apply to monsters. And the skill that applies both defense judgment and abnormal status effects has been changed from Smokescreen to Shadow Step. Here we also have the Shadow Step, so the defense judgment of the skill has been changed as following. So before it was a forward guard until the attack action. Now it will be a forward guard when using the skill, changing into a super armor. So if you use the Shadow Step technique immediately in conjunction with another technique, super armor movement will be activated first. And in the case of Kunoichi, the defense judgment of strong Shadow Step technique is also changed in the same way. Then we have the change for the legendary ninja. There is no guard while moving backwards, and there is no guard using Q. So stealth characteristics have been adjusted to be stronger. This is now overall a rework or a slight change from ninja. So here we see tradition, ninjutsu, stealth. So this skill has been added. The skill is automatically activated when using the skill stealth in the inherited state. So here we see when in stealth mode, being hit does not break stealth anymore. That is somewhat interesting. However, if hit by an abnormal status effect, stealth is cancelled. Then we also have the ninjutsu. While in stealth, you can sprint by pressing W shift. That is a big change. The fact that ninja will be a lot faster. And then we also have while in stealth, stamina is not consumed when moving, but stamina does not recover when standing still. And the stealth lasts for 5 seconds for legend injury. And then on insta stealth is applied when moving to the left or right. Clones after the woodblock clone technique. So pretty much the block jump, or the block skill. And then it just mentions that the stealth effect is also applied. In the case of Awakening, Super Armor has been changed to apply to the attack and attack ending actions when using a skill of Tearing Shadows. So the status effect has been changed from a floating to a knockdown. The effect of increasing critical hit chance when using a skill has been changed to an effect of increasing melee attack power, so AP, by 20 for 10 seconds. This effect is identical to that of the Seamless Seam technique. So here we can see before the change, it does the dash and super armor, and now here we have after the change, restarting in a second. And then we also have Silent Advance. The duration of all evasion rate increase effect has been changed from 5 to 10 seconds for Ninja. Going into Kunoichi, main weapon or succession, the Spleen Blade, the stun effect on successful hit has been changed to also apply only to monsters. On the Prime or Black Spirit Crescent, actually no, Prime Crescent Slash, the defense judgment skill has been changed from a super armor until the attack action to super armor while using the skill. So here we can see the attack action to having super armor, and now it's during the skill. And then also the Prime Cutting Tendons, an effect has been added that increases the melee attack power by 20 for 10 seconds when using the skill, again identical to the Prime Crescent Slash skill. In the case of Awakening, I'm gonna butcher this, Walyangonbi attack actions have been changed to activate more quickly. The status effect has been changed from Bound to Stiffness and has been changed to apply to adventurers as well. And the cooldown has changed from 9 to 7 seconds. The Prime, or not Prime, the Sao Ryun, they've improved to link the skills with Goblin Step, Raining Moonlight, and Woodblock Clone while using the skill. So that would be the Black... I think that's the Flow and Awakening. Then we have more changes for Berserker Succession, it seems. So the Lava Piercer, the skill stamina consumption has been changed from 250 to 150. And then on the Falling Rock, it's been improved so that it can be linked to the final hit of Predator's Hunt when maintaining SF after using a skill. Here we can see the example of it. In the case of Awakening, the falling speed has been increased when continuously triggered in the air for the Giant's Leap. Then we have some general class modification and changes again. So Lava Piercing skill has been corrected in its description. Lava Piercing Strong, when changing Lava Piercing skill with the Strong Rock Slam skill, the second Strong Rock Slam skill that is activated will always apply super armor regardless of the cooldown. This has been fixed. Apparently this was happening and it shouldn't. Then there was an issue with the Lava Piercer skill not being linked in the skill enhancement Bomb skill when using Lava Piercing skill in Iron Gauntlet mode. Then also, when using Giant's Footstep skill, it has been modified so that it activates only when you input the F key. Berserker, again, they fixed an issue where the continuous jump would not be triggered intermittently when attempting to using Giant's Leap skill in succession while in the air, after using it as a backward jump. Then Valkyrie, the issue where the defense increase effect applied when using a skill's defensive stance, Holy Protection and Legend True Heavenly Echo were applied in conjunction with other characters' defense increase effects has been fixed. Accordingly, all defense increase effects of Holy Protection techniques will be changed from 20 to 40. Valkyrie, they also fixed an issue where Divine Power was not restored when the skill Oath of Faith was used. They also fixed an issue where certain actions were affected by movement speed increases or decreases when using Swiftness skill. And on Shy, the issue where Shy's talent skill buffs were not applied during the Dark Rift has also been fixed. Then we have some description changes for one of the crystals. I can't really get the translation as far as I'm guessing this is a crit damage and it's just been flipped to change the phrasing. Then we have the big changes for Monster Zone, so monster balances. Honglin is getting some big changes, so all the different mobs in the Honglin or Centipede market are getting their HP reduced by either 20, 25, or 30%, depending on the type of mob. In the case of Hex Sanctuary, there is a bigger adjustment happening again. So now when Hex Marie appears, the Soul of Witness has been changed to not be full. Also, they changed that Hex Marie will no longer summon Hexy Warriors, so that is a bit of trash lost on her spawn. And then the number of miscellaneous items obtained from the Green Orc Hexy Warrior has sadly been reduced from 14 to 16 to 2 to 3, which is a big drop down. The aggro fever consumption is also being reduced from 27 down to 4, however, but this could end up being 1,000 to 2,000 crash per hour being lost probably. I mean, there wasn't too many of the big green orcs, but you did have one per pack at minimum. Then we have Tungrad. The health of the Tungrad aesthetic is being reduced by 10% compared to before. Kadri Ruins Dekia. The Kadri Commander's health has been reduced by 20%. And the Kadri Fighter and Armored Fighter's health has been reduced by 10% compared to before. Then we have Dekia 2 Olin. The health of the Rock Colossus, or, well, the spawned mobs, and the Unyielding Colossus has been reduced by 30% compared to before. And also the vitality of the Olin Heart has been reduced by 20%. And then finally, they're adding a Marnie's Secret Room to the Orzekia Elvia hunting grounds. You can enter it, however, not via the standard Marnie realm, but through using one Void Crystal at the Soul Magia at the base of Ore. That is a big change, somewhat surprising, but then again, if you really want an hour piece, that is definitely an option. You should be able to get your one Gem of Void back. Quest and Knowledge, Edania pre-quests will be opening. So from the Velandir Castle in Ulukita, the Society of Equilibrium continues its investigation into Edania, determining the truth of rumors coming from various places. So there will be a quest being released with a requirement for level 60 or higher, and you need to be in the possession of the Gladius Champion title, which is obtainable after completing the Ataraxian back to the Academy of Society of Equilibrium. If at least one character in your family has completed the quest, return to the Society of Equilibrium and holds the title, you can immediately begin the Edania pre-quest. This will be available from your Black Spirit, but this pretty much confirms that the Edania will be a requirement, especially if this pre-quest remains. The reinforcement tutorial that is performed upon completing the quest around your current situation has also been modified so that it can be completed without using the Val's Advice item. Then we have Node War and Conquest War. Damage of the new and improved weapons will be adjusted, so here we have Occupation War and Occupation type base wars. There was apparently some damage reduced by 19% this for the one item, and this will be and for the Dakxiangyong, this is probably off translation, the damage will be reduced to 23%. In the construction mode, it will be by 12.5% for the one item, but not for the previous. An issue where the damage was also applied abnormally when cannons and elephants hit the fortress in construction type stronghold will also be fixed. Then we have some UI changes. Hunting ground information, just a tiny thing that the Orzekia Olvia will get a tag added to the entire UI, effectively that it will get a Marnie realm. Then we have some general fixes and changes. So the repeatable quest Voltarian Lightning Strike has been removed from the recommended quest tab. They've also fixed an issue where the health UI would not update when maximum health is increased due to the increased health experience from the Ferris Mysterious Cheer skill. A typo in the main quest completion message displayed when completing the Traveler's Tale Dawn that drives away the darkness has been corrected. Then an issue with the text of the required prerequisite skill and the mount information was enlarged has been fixed. Black Temple Party Group, the issue with the clear records were not recorded in certain situations after the weekly reset will be fixed. There's a change for the Morning Blessing. There was an issue where the additional attack power increase displayed on monsters due to the increased AP by the Sun effect was not reflected in the detailed ability window. Then there was an issue with the damage applied to Ruben's dummy and the Adventure Colonel Ruben's special training, which was apparently low when hitting it with the match shotgun. This has been fixed. Then we have 3 pad or gamepad fixes. So there was an issue with the key guide at the bottom overlapping with the tail of the journal. Then another one where other items will be displayed when pressing the King Details key, or Master Details key, I guess. And then finally, there was an issue with the preset editing when activated, when moving from, I'm guessing that's the Seed Bag tab to the Relic Bag tab. Overall, some off translation today, but hopefully we'll get more details on the actual release. Overall, okay, Node War damage changes. I think Node War people will always like it when they get less damage. Pre-quest, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully there's some fun stuff. The Elvia, or Zekia Elvia Marnie, kind of a bit weird to make a Void Crystal be a payment for it. At the same time, I am curious if this is an hour. It does seem to be, according to the pop-up, but I mean, we're gonna have to see the details. Because there's no actual timer here. If this is a one-time entry and you can stay here for 2 hours, that is quite interesting. Then finally we have all these zone changes. The health going down on a lot of these places should make them more achievable again. We're gonna have to see, but it shows that PA is listening to the feedback, so if you have any feedback, go to the forums, make some constructive posts, or upload posts that you see, mentioning, hey, I'm having trouble with this spot, I'm at this and this level. Show them that there is some issues. Don't just scream into the void. At least make a post. And it does seem that they are definitely listening, or it does seem that they are listening and adjusting accordingly. Because a lot of people have been saying that the Honolin is just a bit too tanky on the HP, and that they can't really get the boss spawn. This should definitely be a big fix for that. Then some description changes, that's always nice. Class changes, Berserker, okay, that's small adjustments from the previous weeks. Ninja and Kunoichi could be getting some nice effects here, especially with the stealth effect for the Ninja Succession. It doesn't seem to really affect the Awakening too much, but we're gonna have to see on that. I'm not a Ninja main, but I do hope that the Ninja and Kunoichi players like it. The Edania, I have to say, a tiny bit disappointed about the pushback. At the same time, I would say let them cook. I mean, August 7th to August 21st. Yeah, sure, that's a few weeks, but it's not that bad. Overall, I'm still looking forward to Edania, especially with the visuals that they've been showing us. It looks like a really nice countryside. A bit sad on the outside, but I mean, it's supposed to be the Demon Land, so I don't expect this to be the most verdant zone. But with that, we come to an end, and I'll see you around, and good luck with all your tabs.